Goes, keep it up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SLR. It is Season 12, Tier 2, Round 2 as well, in Catalonia, Spain, Barcelona. Here in the commentary booth, it's Icewind and Ocean Chief. It's been a while, Chief. Good evening to you also.
Yep, the dream team is back.
Yeah. From, I don't even remember when we did this the last time, I think in LOR maybe. But anyway, here we have the not quite up-to-date standings actually, but anyway, we can tell that the front two, I think Run Cruiser at least is not here today. I'm not sure about Luke D, but maybe Luke GDI, whatever his name is, is he here today? And then we have a couple of not quite up-to-date results there because we have a little bit of a trouble adding penalties on our result sheet at the moment. But anyway, this is the situation before the FIA review for this round. Barcelona. What do we say about this track? It's been updated a little bit.
Yeah, I just want to say about the standings. I mean, we're
Yeah.
not going to know. It's quite a competitive field there. We're not going to know for a few races, and who's the real contenders. But of course, as you say, Run Cruiser and Luke not here today, so there is big points on the table for those guys that you see that are here, but are in P3, P4. Even our gamer in P6 could do a lot of damage today.
Yeah, and our gamer actually was in a good position last week also, but he had a trouble on the final laps there. So yeah, he was unlucky there. Look, GDI is actually racing today, so I've just seen his name on the list there. So anyway, just a couple of words about the updated Spain layout, which is actually sort of going back to the past again, where I actually started sim racing back in 2002 or whatever it was. So the final sector has been updated. The short slow chicane has been removed, and then we just have basically two flat-out corners, at least in qualifying flat-out corners at the end there, turns 12 and 13. And yeah, the lap times are going to be quite a bit faster. I think also overtaking is somewhat easier now with that slow chicane removed. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of a race do we get today. Yesterday in Tier 3, there was plenty of action at the front, and we're expecting nothing less today, of course, for Tier 2. And yeah, I guess without further ado, we're gonna go on track. 16 drivers today.
We got Matt out first. Matt, who has he just seems to go from strength to strength, and he started off well this season, showing great pace in this McLaren. So first out on the track, he's currently on an outlap, but we're going to see how he does, and maybe we'll get a run on board with him just to have a look at this new track layout. It is very fun. I have to say, I'm very much liking this adaptation to the track. Finally, we get the update, and yeah, a lot of drivers seem to like it. The old way was quite tricky to get through that chicane. Now you can almost go flat out for these last two corners as Matt is making his way around onto the start-finish straight and try and carry as much speed as possible.
Yep, and there we go. DRS wide open on the main straight, 327 at the end of the straight. So quite a bit of wing in this car. You want to not cut too much on the left-hand side in turn 2, which he does quite well, but then he runs a little bit wide in turn 3 and has to lift actually a bit there, and that's not optimal for this year, definitely. 21.8, so that's few tenths of what the best time in there will be today. And then toward turn 7 and 8, this fast chicane. This braking is actually quite tricky in this game, but Matt manages to make it quite well. Then turn 9, which is absolutely flat out in this year's game, onto the back straight, which is the other DRS straight on this track. 310 at the end of the straight there, and then we have turn 10 ahead of us, and onto the very fast final sector now. So there's only this slow right-hander, and then we have two pretty much flat-out right-handers at the end here. 12, 13, and Matt keeps it pinned through the final corner as well, and it's 1:11.5. Yeah, that's not too bad considering his first sector was not good at all, I would say.
Yeah, looked like he did get stronger throughout that lap, and yeah, getting more confident in the car. But yeah, I'm interested to see what other kind of lap times we're going to get. What do you think? 110 on the table today, possibly?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Maybe. I think like seen some of the fast boys like Tino, Makender, and those guys doing tens, like high tens in some quali practice. So we'll see if somebody can manage that in tier 2. BBX actually goes to the front by 5/100ths by 11.5. Samim across the line as well, and it's an 11.6 for Samim. So we have 4 times on the board, but Dice's time is not really representative of what we should be able to see here today.
AC going P4, 1:11.8. He is in the championship mix after that first race, and Spolin reserved today. Worth mentioning, there is a lot of Finnish chat currently going on, so there is some support for these Finns that we see on track. That was Skolin, and who's the other Finn? Flair is also Finnish.
Yeah, he's Galileo actually, but you know, remember him from maybe the older seasons. Look, GDI actually coming quite fast here on his Ferrari, and I think this should be provisional pole for him if he can just keep it nice and steady on the final corner, which he does, and this should be an 11, flow 11, and it is 11-2.
Yep, creeping towards that 110 mark. If anyone's going to do it, I'd say Luke. He's got a pretty stellar chance at that.
Yep, also equals, I think, very fast in the first round, and he's also done a very good first sector, 21-4. So that's right there up with Luke GDI. 50-0 into the second sector. The game's showing purple, but not really sure if that's trustworthy or not. JC is the first to hit the pit wall, and he's out of this session.
Imagine doing that. How embarrassing. How embarrassing that is.
Oh my word, did you see that his car was like in the middle of the road there at the final corner? Jeez.
Oh my word. Argumer put in P2 there not too long ago, and Sahinidis is about to cross the line there. We're wondering about his pace in this game, and there it is, confirmed. P1 for now for Sahinidis.
Yeah, the equals had to completely back out because that car from JC had teleported basically in the middle of the track, and he had to lift in the final corner big time and lost probably a second of time there.
Yikes.
And yeah, I think that's the first run's done basically. Yeah, nobody else on track really, just people getting back to the pits from their first runs now.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up possibly a contentious conversation piece here. What do you think about Dice in Tier 2? He's put a 12.2 on the board there, but
on 3 lap old tires.
Yeah, that's not too bad, I guess. That's not too bad. Yeah, I think Dice is someone who definitely has pace in the car, but over a race distance, I don't know if he's maybe better suited for Tier 3. Happy for him to prove me wrong today, but Damien as well and chat saying Dice should be Tier 3. But we'll see. We'll see how he does today. Maybe he'll prove us wrong.
Yeah, he definitely did have some good moments last season in Tier 2 and was actually challenging for a couple of podium positions there, I think. But yeah, maybe the consistency could be something he has to work on. Saying that he was on the marbles there.
Just taking the scenic route.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check Smelto at least on an outlap. He doesn't have a time on the board yet. Wonder if there's anybody ahead of him. BBX at least, and Matt. Yeah, Matt who was the first guy out, and he has at least 4 tenths in Sector 1, I would say. And Matt about to start his next attempt. Let's see what he can do into Sector 1 now. So he had a 21.8 there, so there's definitely like, I don't know, 3-4 tenths, I think, for him to find there. Let's see how he tackles turn 1 and 2, and it looks quite a lot better than it did the previous lap, and he's managed to keep it on the inside into turn 3 this time. Yep, this is gonna be much better, I think, into turn Sector 1, sorry. 21.5, yeah, 3 tenths.
Looking good for Matt, yeah. And yeah, I think he's got a little bit of time to make up everywhere, judging by his first run. And he's making his way down to the notorious chicane, fast left and then fast right. Very easy to lose the back end there. And full speed through this corner. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I feel like you need to lift there a wee bit, but no, Matt keeps his foot firmly down and quite easily done so. 3 tenths it is, yep. So 3 tenths, what is that going to put him like? That could put him in the lead, potentially.
Top 3 anyway.
Yeah, just a little bit more. Oh, and he almost runs wide there in the penultimate corner. Bit of a lift there for the second. Yeah, so he lost a bit of time, it seemed, for the last few corners there. But that was enough for P3, 11.3 for Matt.
Yep. And lost maybe a tenth or 2 in the final sector. BBX goes third actually now, so 11.2 as well. There's only 3/100ths of a second between the front 3.
Yep, our gamer about to cross the line here as well. 11.499 for him.
He's starting his lap. I think that the game is just trolling us with the.
Oh dear.
It wasn't showing out lap, but I think he wasn't an out lap, and he's just started his lap. We can ride on board with him through turn 3. He actually uses some of that curb on the inside there, which I wonder in race, I think it will be quite dangerous to do that. He's fractionally up, yeah.
Sorry, I just want to say Smeldo, P6, he managed to get a lap in there, 11.5 for him.
Yep, and I think Gerla might be somewhere ahead, about to cross the line, so let's see if Gerla can actually get a time on the board as well. He's the only one who doesn't have a time on the board, and he does an 11.9. Goes 9th fastest.
Yeah, and we're starting to get to the tail end of quali. We're 8 minutes remaining here, so probably have enough time for this run and the next one, possibly 2 more if you can get into the pits pretty quick.
And they are Gamer in the final 2 corners. He's up on his time and possibly able to beat Matt here, because Matt didn't have the best of final sectors, and I think he should be able to get ahead of Matt here. Not quite actually, so he stays 5th.
Yeah, full commitment for the last corner though, didn't lift a tad, but yeah, lost time somewhere in that final sector.
Yep. Look, GDI starting his next lap. I wonder if Sahinidis is he ahead of him on track? Maybe it is, but we'll check him out. Look, GDI improving in the first sector, and Sahinidis' first sector I did not see because the game doesn't tell me what it was.
G. Chris currently P16 in last. He is making a massive improvement here, 6/10 so far. That will definitely get him a few spots here, but I didn't see that sector 2 time there flash up. But hopefully I was expecting G. Chris. Oh, he loses the back end, and that's going to lose him a bunch of time here on the run down to the final corner. May improve a position or 2 yet, but yeah, that's very scrappy from him. I was about to say, expecting a much better performance from him. He does improve, but it's only enough for P15.
Sahinidis across the line doesn't improve. He's half a tenth down on his best time. Look, GDI is about to improve by half a tenth, and it would be enough to take him first, and it does. He's approaching that 10 barrier, but 11.1 is the best he can do on this attempt.
Yep. And who else is on the lap?
Equals
Sam.
pitting.
Samim, I think, has started a lap there.
Yep. Pick up Samim. He's coming through turn 3. There's a bit of traffic ahead of him, but traffic keeps out of his way nicely. 21.3 in the first sector. That is very good. That's like extremely good from my point of view, at least, for unless I'm completely wrong here, but I think that's very good. And let's see what Samim can do in the middle sector here, through 7 and 8. And the easy flat out of 9. I think it takes a little bit too much curb on the entry there, because I don't know, you noticed it yourself, Chief, right? The track is not flat there if you go on too much on the curb. 50.2, so he's just matching the leaders into the second sector here.
Yeah, looking pretty good for Sammy. I had to say the Mercedes team. Oh, and he catches the curb there and settled the car. That might harm him all the way down to the start-finish line as he decides to abandon that lap. Yeah, probably due to that mistake there.
Did it cost him that much? I would have probably still done that lap, because I think he would have got like 1 or 2 positions there at least. But okay.
Yeah. I wonder if he's pitting. How much time's left on the board? I can't see.
5 minutes, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, only time for 1 run, I would say.
Who do we pick up? I think Bibix is about to start a lap here.
Yeah, I think Dice just finished the lap there, but it doesn't look like he's improving here, and he's staying out on 2 lap old tires as well. I'm not sure what's going on with Dice today.
Seems like he's running a practice session here in
yeah, it does
the race.
that way,
Bibix unsettles the car too much in the first corner and doesn't and abandons this lap. So no improvement from him this time around. And your teammate, Crowley Voice, but is he on a lap? He's on a lap, I think. 21.4 in the first sector.
Yeah, I have seen him do a high 11 in practice, so it is on the cards here. You really do have to push through this track. There's no let up. I think Law said it last night in Tier 3 race. He was doing commentary for that race. He was saying that mids, your apex speed, midway through the corner, as Dice is
in the pitfall. again. So he's.
Oh my word!
I don't know how many people we've seen doing that this week already, but like third or fourth guy to do that.
That is embarrassing, isn't it?
And,
don't do it tomorrow, Ice. Don't do it tomorrow in Tier 1.
I'll try not to. Crowley Voice does that 11.9 and he jumps into P10. The
Yep, matches his PB 11.9.
Coveted P10.
Yep. I'll try to remain unbiased. He is my teammate in Tier 3, so I'll try to be unbiased with Crowley Voice there, but come on, Crowley!
Yep. I think equals maybe is there maybe Skolon is actually ahead of him starting his run. My commentary colleague from LOR.
Yeah, I've got Tilda on a lap as well in the Rebel. I'll keep an eye on him. He's down on his time and through Sector 1. But Sector 1 really is it's just a few corners really, very fast sector. It's all about that turn 1, turn 2, run on to turn 3 sequence.
Yeah, and from what I've noticed, like the few laps I've done, I haven't really done that many laps on this track in this game, but like turn 2 is quite critical. If you run a little bit too wide in 1, and you sort of run too much on the curb into 2, the car will quite easily bottom out and then you have to lift big time before getting the power down for 3 again. And Skoloin, yeah, he doesn't really get the turn 10 braking right, and he lifts.
Yeah, Tilda also backed out of his lap. I think Samim, he's backed out of his lap as well. One thing I noticed about this, this year's game is you can't, once you're kind of pushing the limits, like that's when you just lose a lot of time. Car starts to slide around a wee bit, and
speaking of sliding, Matt almost sideways in 7 and 8, and I think this is probably not going to be an improvement for him. Let's see what it is into Sector 2, and yeah, he's a 10th down, so I don't think there's going to be improvement for Matt.
That might be our grid, is it? Gerla is on a lap. Gerla has just started a lap, and I did see a movement other. Who finished the lap there?
I think there are some people still on outlap, so I think like the front 3 at least are still on their outlap, so they're about to start their final run.
Yep, Gerla Prix Sector 1 matches his Sector 1 time pretty much, just a little bit down.
Yeah, and if he can find 5 1,000ths of a second, he can get ahead of Crowley Voice or a few hundredths, and he can get ahead of Flair.
I think Gerla is Spanish, so this may well be his home track.
I actually don't know. I probably should.
He's either Spanish or Portuguese, but to me they're the same thing anyway.
Yeah, he's been an SLR for quite a while. Not quite improving on this run. It looks like 2/10 down on his time, so unless he can do something miraculous here in the final 2 corners, which I think is quite unlikely, he should stay 12th here, but let's see. Across the line, and it is 12-0, so no improvement for him. But let's pick up our leaders. Look, GDI not improving on this run. Let's see Sector 2, and he's still down on his best time. Sahinidis, on the other hand, is improving, and he could still snatch that pole position away from Luke GDI.
B-Bix is backed out of his lap, so he's out of this contention for the pole.
It's just Sahinidis, and I don't know where our AR Gamer is on track right at this moment, but let's see what Sahinidis can do. He's in the final corner, and is he going to be able to challenge Luke GDI at the front? Not quite. He loses some time in the final sector, and AR Gamer also has lost time. So.
Yeah, he's out of his lap, so that looks like our grid for now.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So Luke GDI takes the pole position 11-1, so not quite into the 10s, which I would have been a bit surprised if somebody did a 10 in Tier 2, but it's
as close time anyway. To 10 as you're going to get. Well, actually, that's a lie. 11.001 would be closer.
But I just feel like Dino was doing like 10-8 or 10-7 or something like that in at least one quali practice. I was, basing it on that.
well, Chad have confirmed that Gurley is Portuguese, so
okay,
not really his home track, but I mean, pretty close enough. They're right next door to each other.
Yeah, his home track is in the game. Not this season though, I don't think. But anyway, so here we have the qualifying results. I'm scrolling down quickly for myself, so I can easily pick it up after when I do the results. Look, GDI pole position, Sahinid is second, Bibix third, then equals Matt, AR Gamer, Smelto, Samim, Flair, and JC rounding up the top 10, and almost everybody making it within a second. So the gaps are quite small on this track.
Yeah, so we're probably going to see a few. At least one huge DRS trend, maybe 2 or 3, break out over the course of this race. But yeah, I mean, we don't really have much time to discuss it, but tire strategy, I think, is going to be a big part of this race and who wins this race.
Yeah, and well, at least based on yesterday, I think medium soft was a very good strategy in Tier 3. I'm not sure if you're sort of faster and you attack the track a bit more and you use up the tire a bit more, is it like then better to do something like hard medium? We're about to find out, I guess. And it's quite cloudy actually, but looks dry for now at least.
Yeah, I've heard a few people say, they're going to avoid the hards and just try these medium soft strategies. But well, I guess we'll find out. This is the kind of the mystery of a new game. Everybody's trying to figure this out.
Yeah, and I think it is actually one big positive in this game that you can actually use like all of the tire compounds and they will work as a race tire as well. So we'll see different strategies, and I think that's a huge plus, at least on the for anybody basically. So makes the races much more interesting. Anyway, no formation lap, and we're about to get underway. It's already 5 lights, and away we go for the second race of this season. And look, GDI didn't really get the best of launch, and I think Sahinidis might be challenging him into turn 1 and actually takes the lead of the race. And also the other Alpine of Bibix attacking Look GDI into turn 1, but I think Look GDI manages to keep P2. Can't speak that quickly, very difficult. Anyway, look, GDI takes second position, and then fighting at the background, the Mercedes boys. And there's some contact between Matt and I think is it Samim on the inside there, and they both lose a bunch of positions there. And then there's also some sort of
oh yes, Dice is off. There's a big contact in turn 4, I think that is.
Yeah, Lloyd is off.
Caught up on that. Crowley Voice as well, turn 3, I believe. He gets spun around. So Alpha Boys at the back of the grid for now.
Yep.
Just have to get back on the horse and get up to speed again. Schooling is beached, so
dear.
hopefully he knows he can reset if he cannot make on the track.
Yeah, hopefully he can. Oh my God, he gets disqualified then. So. I think in that is like one of the only cases where you can actually use reset the track. But
yeah. And, back up front though, Luke is on the back of Sahinidis. We do have a yellow flag that's come out for that incident. And Luke is going to go for it. He's going to go down the inside. So had a bit of slipstream there. No DRS this lap, but he will have overtake on all the way down to turn 1. And just gets that move on. Didn't leave enough, just about left enough room for Sahinidis, who is now under attack from Bibix in P3.
Yep, and there's some. Oh my word! Alpine boys get together.
Oh my word! I can see that coming a mile off.
Oh my word! That is such an unnecessary. Are they almost crashing? And who is that out there?
Smelto is out. He's spun around. I don't know if that's due to contact or stealth error, but what is happening here? I mean, we've had so many incidents in the first 2 laps. No safety car yet. But both Alpines were P2, P3, now P5, P6.
I wonder if some of them has, like, the other of them has damage even, because they hit him quite hard there. And what I was about to say is that some very different strategies at the front. So Samim has made very good work on those, starting on those soft tires, and he's up to P4. Look, GDI started on those mediums as he's now leading the race. He's trying to get away from Equals, who is in second position with those hard tires.
Yeah, and it has to be said, the Mercedes guys, our gamer and Samim, P3, P4, benefited a lot from those incidents in the first 2 laps.
Bibix was about to send it again to turn 1, but this time around he was a bit too far back to make an impression on Samim there.
So a bit of over exuberance in the first couple of laps. It looks like it's settling down for now.
Yeah,
but,
such an unnecessary contact into turn 4, in my opinion, between teammates, nonetheless. So yeah, of course Sahinidis is a reserve for this race, but anyway.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Samim. He is on these soft tires, so they should be the best tire right now. They will start dropping off in a few laps when he goes wide through turn 9. And might have picked up a track limit for that, track limit warning. Oh, and Bibix sends it around the outside and makes his stick. Samim looks like his tires might be overheating a little bit. Saw a bit of a twitch as he got the power down, and he's now he's in an Alpine sandwich. Goes wide again, extends track limits. He has to be careful he doesn't pick up some penalties here early in the race.
Yeah, I wonder if he's actually struggling with his tire temps a little bit there. He's completely out of battery.
Yeah, he's completely out of battery. It's going to put him. That's going to put him at risk here, big time. Everybody else around him has a lot of ERS. Actually, Bibix doesn't. Bibix has used a lot of. Oh, and Samim going for a move. Just as we talk about Bibix there. And,
Bibix was compromised into turn 1 there.
Yeah, and this is it. You don't have ERS when you need it. So Samim could have potentially got a move on past Bibix there. Caught him napping.
Flair also making a move on Matt in the background. Good racing from both of them. They went actually side by side through, and they're still side by side coming into turn 7, but then Matt backs out of it quite wisely because that's really not a corner where you want to go side by side. So Flair up to P7 as well on those hard tires. So he's seems to have some race pace today.
Yeah, and a lot of drivers struggling for that turn 9 track limit on the run out on the left hand side. I've seen quite a number of guys going over the limit there, and I found out myself yesterday in Tier 3.
Oh my god, Bibix almost around in the
Oh, there is yeah, Bibix ghosting there, so Samim has actually managed to get past him. Not sure what happened.
Yeah, he had a full tank slapper in the third to last corner, and now it's going to be 3 wide in the turn 1, or even 4 wide. We have a 4th car coming into the seat as well, and what could possibly come out of this one? I think then they behave quite nicely until not, and then there's some kind of contact in the background and 2 cars out. Samim is completely out of the race, and I think Gerla is the other car, and we have a safety car on track. Oh my word.
Yeah, Gerla just tagged the back end of Samim, and they both went into the wall. Samim out, but Gerla is still in. He's lost a front wing, and we see our first safety car of season 12.
And I have absolutely no idea what actually happened there. I think Flair was also somehow involved in that, and did Samim tap his rear and then?
Yeah, I think Samim
cut out by
he was squeezed. Yeah, he squeezed onto the curb, and then he just tagged it back end. That's a real issue, I think, at this track. You know, if you're going side by side, you really need to be alongside. You can't just have your nose stuck in because you will get it chopped off pretty quick.
And maybe Samim, if he was struggling a little bit with tire temperature, that probably didn't really help things either. So we'll hear from him after the race, I guess. Let's see what the front people decide to do. Look, GDI actually pits, so he will. Could he possibly go to the end on the hard tires from here? What's the thinking here?
I pitted lap 13. By the end, I was definitely over 50% on the hard tires. Might be a bit of a stretch.
Well, let's see. He puts the hard tires on anyway, so the tire rule is fulfilled. A few other people pitting as well. Matt, and then Gerla is gonna double stack behind him. So I think Matt also has had wing damage from somewhere because his wing was also replaced.
There's 5-second penalty for our gamer. Contact with Sahinidis, who's in P4. How does that make sense?
They're not even behind each other.
That is bizarre.
And Sahinidis, did I see that? He doesn't have a front wing.
Oh my word. What? So it looks like Sahinidis
there
has run into the back of our gamer.
I seriously...
Yeah, our gamer got the penalty. What? That doesn't make any sense.
What
Hopefully
on
it's
earth
not-
happened there?
Yeah, hopefully we can get Sam Aim to kind of give us a bit of insight into that. I think he's in VC with our gamer. So we'll find out. We'll try and find out what happened there. But Matt has left the session. He's P11.
Oh, is it game trouble? Let's see. Do I have him and friends? I actually don't. So hopefully he can get back in.
Yeah, I think this is an ongoing issue for Matt. Even last season, I do have memories of him dropping out of a race like this from really good positions as well. Not today though. Finds himself at the back of the field for now, but on fresh tires. So hopefully he will be able to get back in time for the race start, which will not be this lap. But he's losing positions here.
Where is the safety car? This is like.
Oh my word!
This is it.
And is someone in the pits like dead again?
Did the race like break or something? Because the entire queue is like.
Yeah, Sahinidis is out as well.
Everybody's just overtaking the safety car, so I think the lobby is probably broken, and I think we might have to look at restarting this race because this is not a good outlook. Oh my. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, I'm thinking. I know what happened then with Sahinidis and our gamer. I think the safety car usually parks like after turn 2.
They got cut out by it or something.
And they probably slowed down for it, thinking this is a safety car, but it was asking them.
So what do we do here? Do we consider restarting the lobby or something? Because this is.
I think we're gonna have to restart without a safety car. So I think we go to the starting soon screen and we will get this sorted out.
Yeah, we'll get back to the stream in just a little while. So yeah, be right back. Right, so we're back on air here. We're restarting the race because of that bug. Of course, a lot of unfair stuff happened there with that weird safety car bug. So, yep, we're just reorganizing the grid and getting started in a few moments. So the qualifying order is the same. I think we have a couple of drivers who missed quali will join the race and start from the back of the grid. So yeah.
Yeah, those drivers will be I can never say this guy's name.
Kaginis or something.
Kaginis and R1D4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll join at the back of the grid, and it's free tire choice for all the guys. So it'll a chance of redemption for some guys, but other guys who were probably profited from all those incidents in the first race there, they will not be too happy. Tilda was asking if we could do the grid from just before the safety car, because he was doing pretty well at the time.
Yeah.
But that's always the way, isn't it? Yeah.
We discussed that Samim at least said he didn't tab out, so maybe it's just one of the Codemasters specials again. I'm waiting for Tunari to come and tell me in chat how good the game is again this stage. But yeah. Anyway, Chief, make sure you're a spectator so you don't get a car.
Yeah. That would not be good. Although I've done that many times before.
Yeah. I think one of the specials was an F2 or whatever, like Eversnacks commentated and raced at the same time.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Although I did it.
I
think
thought it was brilliant, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Yeah, so we have 17 drivers, so at least one extra from, who is that? It's Kaginis, yeah. So, and was there some other guy? Who was the other guy? R1D4?
R1D4, yeah.
Prefer to call him Raida or something, if, you know. One I. Or A. I don't know.
Okay, we are good to go, I've been told.
Right.
So I'll give the ready up and we will get underway. So it's going to be straight in. Load setups. I should actually write that to the guys.
I'll make do, Babulas. Thanks. I think somebody actually told me once that my Greek name pronunciation wasn't too bad, but yeah, that was years ago. Yeah. So let's see what sort of a start do we get this time. Redemption story, definitely, maybe for the Alpine boys, who kind of.
Yeah, also Samim, who was out of that race, back in. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting for him. I wonder if he'll start on the sauce again as he did in the first race.
Hey Chief, my wife said I should do lunges to stay in shape. That would be a big step forward. That's Tipsy Bob's, or actually Kitsune's, tip for staying in shape.
I like it, Bob. I like it. Keep up the good work there in chat, guys. See Lepson's there as well. Larson, who finished P3 and Tier 3 yesterday. Nice.
Yeah. 16 viewers. 17 actually now. So it's growing by the minute.
Hit that like button, guys. Smash it. Break it. Do it.
Yeah, the 6 now. I expect to have at least 10 there the next time I look at the stream. So.
Yep. 20 seconds to go. Yeah, and hopefully the guys do load setups. It's one of the things that catches people out on these restarts. You need to reload that setup, or else you'll be driving a nasty default setup, and it will cost you.
And it will be horrible on this track if you go with the default setup, because I think that's quite low wings, and you definitely need a lot of wing for Spain. And Lepson is commenting that Tipsy should run a marathon instead of those lunges. Maybe. Tipsy running a marathon. I think he would do like a marathon, I don't know.
I think he's got a marathon
race or something. Oh, right.
Yeah, I think he could. He's pretty fit. Yeah. Is the fiddle, as they say.
Yeah. So, drivers are going to be loading their setup. setting up their strategies, and we'll try and get this show on the road again. And let's hope for a less buggy start for this race.
Yeah, Tier 3 race went without a hitch, but we found out afterwards safety car was off, so that's something we're going to look at, over the next few
it was
races.
actually, because we were wondering that yesterday, right? And because there was like 2 cars that crashed in the middle of the road, and there was no safety car, so yeah, so that's the reason.
Yeah, apparently Futuristic forgot to turn it on, but he might have actually done the best thing for us. As we've seen. Oh, here we go.
Well. Yep, here we go. So 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, no formation lap this time either. And we are go again, and Kaginis actually gets a drive-through from first jumping the start. And once again, look, GDI doesn't really get the best of starts, and Sahinidis is challenging him into turn 1 on the inside there. And
we need to change the screen on the stream there, but yeah, Luke is in P1, Sahin is P2. BBX P3, so Alpine back up into the top spots here and contesting.
Oh my word! Yeah, that's my bad. Sorry, I forgot to put the live on there. But anyway, the start is already underway, and look, GDI is leading this race.
Yeah, Gerla is getting battled here hard. He's dropped a number of positions here. A lot of battling here from P10 to P3. Oh, someone's in the wall! Flair and Samim! Oh my word, Samim again. DNF on the card for him.
And I think it's the same 2 guys again who come together, right? And then side by side through turn 9. And that's a recipe for disaster. And there's like cars all over the road, and somebody joins really dangerously. That's Dice in the
that was nice.
background.
Yeah, and that fully would have been a safety car, I imagine, but safety car is turned off for this one. So no chance for redemption now for Samim or Flair.
Yeah, and they're completely out of the race as well, so very unlucky for both of them. Look, GDI anyway leads the way. Sahinidis keeps the same strategy as he had at the other start, so hard tires, and his teammate BBX once again quite close there in the background. Let's see how they fare this time around.
Yeah, hopefully learn from that previous race start we had. Looks like Equals is putting a lot of pressure on these Alpines though. And look, of course, leading the charge out there. Smelto is alongside Matt, coming out of turn 4. And is he going to send around the outside? Inside line would be preferred here. But yeah, it drops back. And Matt seals P6 for now.
Yep, Smelto on those soft tires, trying to make those work. And not quite able to do it on Matt into that corner. Matt on the hard tire, so... the biggest possible difference between those compounds at the start of this race.
Yep, and Kaginis, yeah, he had to pit after that first lap incident he had, missing from wing. And
no, he had a drive-through. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, sorry.
Jumping the start, yep. Anyway.
I'm assuming.
Yep. Look, GDI leads the way. Fastest lap of the race for him, but Sahinidis quite easily actually following him at this stage anyway, so looking good for him. He's on the hard tires as well, so sort of the preferred strategy.
Yeah, Smelto and P7 on those softs, P9 also softs, so a few guys gambling here, saw what was capable in the first race as Flair leaves the session. Flair and Samim. I think Samim
especially. Those guys. It's like what's in this corner where JC is right now, right? So somehow they came together and completely out of the race.
Yeah, I think Samim in particular is going to be pretty mad over that one. Had 2 chances.
Yeah.
Gone before lap 4.
And Giannis Correas actually overtakes Crawley Boys somewhere between turns 7 and 8. That's not a traditional overtaking spot. Crawley Boys must have made some sort of mistake there. And we have DRS this lap. Sahinidis will get it on the main straight, and I think it will keep him in touching distance with Luke GDI. Yep.
Keeping an eye on these soft runners, Ice, just to see if they can rein these guys in. I mean, if they're going to do any moves, it's probably going to be earlier rather than later. They kind of drop off. Is it around about lap 5 or?
Yeah, I would guess like 5 or 6 or something where drops off quite a bit, but yeah, we'll see. There's not like too much difference between any of the tire compounds in a race trim, I would say. So let's see, JC trying to find a way through Gerla, but yeah, not probably into turn 7, and Gerla has dropped out of the DRS range of the front pack, so
yeah, that's going to leave him wide open for an attack from behind on that start-finish straight. As you pointed out, DRS is huge in this game.
Yep, and also the toe effect is quite a bit more effective than it was in the previous games. And
and he tags it back of Gerla. Yeah, just got caught out there.
I wonder if he got damage from that. That was quite a hefty hit.
It was indeed, and Gerla survives. I thought he was going to get spun around there, but lives to tell the tale for another day. But we're going to see a move here from JC. It's quite far back. I wonder if he's going to get it done. He doesn't use ERS, and I think that's cost him the move there.
Yeah, tapping him there, and it had to drop back a little bit because of that tap, but they both lost like a second of time to the pack in front, so yeah.
Yeah, and I think Gerla used up a lot of ERS in that start-finish rate. It's almost left him with 0 ERS 14 currently, and yeah, JC was 63%, so I imagine a move's going to come pretty quick here.
Yep, but I would expect him to wait for the main straight. It's like this DRS zone here after turn 9, but it's so short that you can't really do a whole lot here unless you're like way faster than the guy in front, but yeah, too far back. Then the leading top 7 is basically a huge DRS train. And very different strategies there, so this is sort of going to be interesting to see how this plays out toward the end of the race. Basically, everybody's going to be in different compounds at the end of the race.
Yeah, you have to look at these hard runners like Sahinidis and Equals and think they are putting themselves in a better position. But we still have the pit stops to play out, and as you say, there isn't that much delta difference between these tires. So yeah, everybody in the top, I would say top 7 right now, are in pretty good position to win this race potentially.
Yep. The only overtake this lap was Crawley Voice, who overtakes Giannis Correas for P11, chasing hard after that P10. Currently held by Tilde.
Very surprised that JC is still behind Gerla, but for some reason JC seems shy of using that ERS. Maybe he doesn't know that Gerla has hardly any left.
Yeah, I think the problem is that he just sort of seems to struggle in the final 2 corners, and the gap was like 7/10 last time around after the final corner, so he just couldn't really close up enough to make the move. Too far back. I think Sahinidis might actually be pretty close to Look GDI this time around, and once again Gerla taking a very different line to JC into that corner. But let's see what Sahinidis does here for the lead of the race. DRS wide open, and he's gonna probably overtake Look GDI here. Yes, he does. So Sahinidis moves. Very calm pass there, actually. And then I think JC gets Gerla as well.
Yeah, Gerla run wide out of turn 1. Oh, and JC going deep into turn 1. Wonder if these tires are starting to see a lot of degradation. See the tire temps are over 100.
And the front duo actually still battling here at the first sector of this lap 7. But yeah, Sahinidis holding that leading position for now.
Yeah, it's getting spicy up front for sure. Looks like the top 4 are trying to break away, but Argaber's hanging in there, as is Matt and Smelto.
Yep, and Equals is very close to BBix also, but yeah, not really anything doing here on the back straight. There's battles all over the place now because Gerla is once again all over JC. JC seems to be struggling on those soft tires right now. And yeah, let's see. Yeah.
And JC might well use this ERS just to defend any move from Gerla. But Gerla is pretty close coming out of this final corner. Make it a move on. He doesn't have much ERS. He's not using any of it. And yep, look at the power of that DRS pulling him right down. Even though JC guarding that inside line, I don't think it's going to be enough. JC, and JC under attack as well from behind. And there's contact with Hilda.
Yeah, that was
And
kind of
once
a
again-
never gonna happen move for Tilde, trying to hang it on the inside
Right
there
up
in the turn
to-
2.
yeah. Big
Always.
risk, high risk, and fortunately it didn't pay off for Tilda.
Yeah, he was always gonna end up on the banana curb there and just lose the car, which is exactly what happened. So unfortunate for him. But Crawley Boys into P10 then.
There we go. Where's my boy?
And the front 7 still continuing together. Equals is still very close to BBX here, so I wonder if those hard tires are slowly becoming a little bit better than the mediums.
Yeah, and just saw Equals running wide there, so I'm just gonna have a look at the drivers just to see what kind of warnings they have at the minute. It looks like Equals is very close though to BBX. Is he gonna go for a move down the inside? He does. Pulls alongside, and with the UZ ERS, it looks like he's got that move done before turn 1. And up ahead as well, did Sahinides get past Luke GDI?
Yes, he did. So some sort of movement up there as well, and I think Dice is in trouble at the background. He's lost his front wing.
Wow. I'll say nothing.
Yep, Dice. Dice in trouble in this race. And Tipsy Bob is saying that Spain is tricky to overtake. I think it is, but I think it is easier this time around than it was like in the previous games because you don't have that slow, awkward chicane at the end anymore. Instead, you have these 2 fast corners where it's quite a lot easier to follow the car in front.
Yep, and I just checked the track warnings there. Sahinides is clean as a whistle, but the guys behind in this DRS train all have at least 1 warning. Equals has 2, and BBX as well. Oh, there we go! Just as I say that, Equals goes wide again.
Same
and that
corner.
was his odd last lap. Yeah, I saw that same that same track extension. And
it sort of just looks like he's I think we talked with McKender quite a few times that if you get that sort of a warning, as Luke GDI actually dives down the inside of Sahinides and takes the lead once again, so they're trading places basically with Sahinides. But yeah, with McKender we've discussed many times that's the type of a warning that's just sort of lazy because you just don't turn the wheel. You're not. There's sort of no reason to take that warning, but yeah.
Tilda out. Tilda is retired in the pits. So he's had enough for this one, but yeah, that penalty for Equals, that's huge, especially when get these DRS transforming and he's in the lead pack. That kind of throws away any chance to win, unless something big happens in the future.
Equals, after taking that penalty, wants to get a move on here because he's very close to Sahinides for P2, and I think we're gonna see a change in the lead of the race once again on the main straight. Look, GDI is sort of struggling a bit on those mediums at this point, and I think that yellow flag is just for Gurlas. Tilde's car getting out of the pits for whatever reason it has to do that.
Sahinides 95% ERS, not having to use any, and yet still able to take the lead of this race, such as the power of DRS and Slipstream.
Yeah. And look, GDI didn't really defend at all. He's
Sahinides got a loose back end there. I don't know if he caught that ice, but yeah, that almost allowed Luke to get alongside there. Had to back out, and Luke is going for a move here.
Oh wow!
Into turn 3, so nicely done. Looked like Sahinides struggling once he took the lead. Schoolline, second guy to get a penalty, free second time penalty.
Go on into the pits as well. I wonder if he has some sort of damage here, but yeah, the front. Okay, he's gonna retire from this race, so he's our 4th retiree from this race. Actually completely forgot what I was about to say, so let's just ignore that.
Yeah, Gamer and Matt, both in VC together, both doing well here, hanging in with this DRS train, as is Smelto. Actually, Smelto, kind of a dark horse here, just lingering at the back of this huge DRS train from P1 to P7 on these soft tires though, so you have to say, when is he going to pit? Probably the first guy to pit out of this group.
Yep, but I think he's going to try to go as long as possible and just hang on with the DRS train here. What he could of course do is try an undercut, and I think BBX was in a bit of a trouble there in front of AR Gamer, but no change in positions.
Yeah, and JC able to get past Gurla.
Oh
So
my
these
word! What is that car in the middle of the road there? Was that
that's
Skolon's
Skolin.
AI?
Yeah, just came out of the pits there after retiring.
Thank God it was
Still,
ghosted.
yeah, still the same feature, if I can
Yeah.
call it that, in the game. Wow. But yeah, Smelto and JC on these soft tires running P7, P8. JC is 7.5 off the lead pack, but you have to say, yeah, these soft tires seem to be hanging in there.
Yeah, and I think people yesterday did like, what was it, 14, 15 laps on those soft tires. So I think they're quite durable actually. But yeah, I'm just sort of wondering, would Smelto try some sort of an undercut here? Where do you have to go if you want to go to the mediums? Do you have to go to like lap 14, 15, something like that? He's probably pretty content with just staying with the train here for now. And
Yeah,
I think we're
that's
gonna
it.
see another overtake for the lead of the race here. So Sahinidis once again just moves ahead of Luke GDI.
JC in the pit, so he's the first runner who was
Yep.
on softs to pit, and he's going to come in for hards, I imagine. And he
Okay.
does indeed put on the hard tire, yeah.
Yeah, so hard, soft hard for him. Also Janice Correas into the pits, and he puts on mediums.
So we'll see how that undercut plays off for JC. He was running right beside Gurla on those 12-lap mediums. So the undercut should get him ahead of Gurla once Gurla pits, but we'll see. We'll see. Crawley up to P9, as you said. P9 and on the back of Gurla as well.
Yep. And the front.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Crawley, just having a bit of a moment there for the fast chicane, but able to keep it together for now.
But DRS at the back straight, but he's like just hanging in with Gurla there, just about. Wonder if Crawley would also think about some sort of an undercut here. And look, GDI actually pits from the lead of the race.
Yeah, it looks like Crawley is struggling on these mediums, but he chooses to stay out for now, possibly going for a medium soft strategy. Luke GDI, where does he come out?
So no soft stuff. Of course, it would have been too early for softs for him. So yeah, tried for a bit of an undercut here. Let's see how it works. He's got definitely a lot of free air ahead of him, and two.
What out? It's Smelto and Matt. What has happened? They were running very close together, so that is an incident that's taken out two drivers, more drivers.
They were both out there on the entry to turn 4, basically, on the left-hand side. I was looking at that pit stop, and I completely missed whatever happened there. Two cars completely out of the race.
Yeah, and that's two contenders for the win. They were in that lead pack, so Smelto was at the very back. So I imagine Smelto went for a move, and Matt, and whatever way it played out, both are now out of this race.
No, that's very unfortunate, and we're sort of approaching the territory. If you finish, you will get points, because it is 11 cars left in the race at this point.
Wow.
Bebix in the pits as well.
Return of the Thunderdome, nice.
Yeah, this has been really messy, and well, you know, casting hasn't been on point because I missed the start. I didn't completely. We didn't get that incident on the stream and stuff, but yeah, sometimes it goes like this.
Luke GDI is making his way to the pit exit, and he passes Bebix.
Yep.
And it looks like he's got a considerable lead. Is he going to break a 1 second mark here? Bebix, of course, having to get these tires up to temperature, both on fresh hards now. And Luke GDI 1.3 ahead of Bebix, so has broken that DRS gap. So that paid off nicely for Luke, that undercut of 1 lap.
Yeah, and look, GDI 20.3 seconds to the front, so I think he should be leading the race actually after the pit stops. But yeah, the medium runners or soft runners, whatever they decide to go at the end, will come hard at him.
Tanari in chat pointing out a pretty relevant fact here. Argumer lost DRS due to that incident between Matt and Smelto.
Did he?
So
he did get it still.
He's got back. He must have got it back then. So he's used up a lot of DRS. I see he's down to 6%. So maybe that has compromised him a little bit. But yeah, he's just teetering on the edge of that 1 second gap to these. You have to say these contenders for the win.
Yeah, I don't know if I was him and I lost DRS, I would have actually considered like boxing for now, but maybe that's I don't know. Look, probably he wants to go for the softs at this point because there's kind of no point going to the hards if you've gone this far.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, and he is just about in DRS range of these guys. So maybe he's. I think DRS, like having DRS, is more beneficial than undercut, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, could be, and then you have fresher tires at the end. Our AR gamer just about in the DRS range once again, but he's completely out of battery. So yeah, let's see what he can do in the final sector here. Anyway, let's take another look at the Luke's gap to the front, and it's only 18.5, so he will definitely comfortably lead this race once the front boxes.
Yeah, front guys are not boxing this lap. Our gamer just about. He had a really good final sector there. That was enough to keep him in DRS range. And still you choosing to use ERS though. Okay.
Just about hanging on in there. So.
Yeah, he's having to use everything, isn't he, really?
Yeah, but I think it is worth it at this point, to be honest, to do that, because he's sort of committed now to going for the softs, I would imagine. And yeah, this is kind of the only battle on track right now. Well, actually, now as I say that, Crowley Voice has actually completely caught up to Gerla. So these guys, these guys are about to be caught by Luke GDI, the virtual leader of this race.
Yeah, and Luke's not going to want to be held up too long with these guys. They're on old mediums. He's on fresh hards, but he is contending for the win of the race. And any lost time, he is going to lose time here because Crawley's had a bad exit from the fast chicane, and he actually touches Crawley going through turn 9. Had to back out a little bit, cost him a little bit of time, but maybe not too much.
Yeah, and Crawley doesn't want to lose any time either, so he just sort of backs out behind him.
Yeah, and is kind of, is he going to catch Gerla in a bad place here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to have to come off the par a little bit. Oh, my word, Gerla going for the pit stop there, almost catching Luke out, but Luke getting that move done, and I think Luke doesn't get DRS. I thought he might have got off Gerla there.
I guess the detection point is so late that he didn't get it, and Dice has left the session, but he's...
in the pits?
I'm not sure what's up with that. Anyway, Gerla in the pits, and he goes for the softs.
Yeah, and our gamer he's fallen out of that. He's well outside of that DRS range now, so I imagine he probably will pit soon, if not this lap, next lap possibly, for those softs.
It's gonna be quite far behind like Luke GDI though, because it's 14.9 is the gap, and it's gonna be like 14 seconds at the end of the lap, I think. So yeah, he's got his work cut out for him, and I guess that's Dice's car that is driving on the grass for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Our gamer is in the pits. BBX gets past Crawley, so he's making his way for these old tire runners. Oh, and there's a move for the lead. Equals gets past Sahinides.
But yeah, gamer.
On the sauce.
Indeed, and look, GDI will easily pass him, and I think also BBX and Crawley Voice. Well, yeah, he's not made a pit stop yet, but anyway, is ahead of AR Gamer. AR Gamer, well, easily ahead of JC, which was sort of expected, but he's quite far behind from Luke GDI and BBX actually. So yeah, I'm not sure if this overcut was really worth it for him. He's got 8 seconds to Luke GDI almost.
Yeah. Tall order for our gamer, and Dice has rejoined the session. Even though he's running P11 and quite far behind, I think he's lapped as well. Still potential for a point here, maybe 2 if there's a few DNFs.
Yeah, and we've seen so many already, so it wouldn't really be a surprise if we lose another car. But yeah, I would expect the front runners to pit now. There's sort of really no point for them to go further, but they still do. Quite surprised by that, because I mean, what are they waiting for? There's not going to be a safety car or anything, and Dice is off again. He's doing some adventures, lawn mowing in turn 1, but yeah, let's focus on the lead for instead for now. And this is actually the only battle on track right now, so Equals and Sahinidis, and they're gonna go long, but they will have the same problem as AR Gamer, who is like, what is he, 7 seconds behind Luke GDI basically. These guys are gonna be even further.
Yeah, I see Dice is off again. At this point, I think Dice isn't even suited for tier 3. We might have to create another tier for him.
Tier
just
Dice.
for Dice. Yeah, Dice tier.
Yeah, well, let's not be too hard on the young lad. He had some moments last season, and maybe he's just not.
He won a race. He did win a race last season, yeah, or the season before.
Yeah, it's just I think maybe not quite comfortable with the game, and Equals Pits. I would say finally at this point.
Yeah, Sahinidis staying out. Well, why do you think that is?
I really can't say, because this to me feels like they're just losing time to like Luke GDI, who they were racing before the pit stops, and I kind of wonder, will they be able to catch that gap, because Equals trundling down the pit lane, and I think Dice is off again in the last sector there, so troubles continue him. But yeah, Equals, how many seconds is he behind Luke GDI? Let's see.
Oh, our gamer gets ahead of Equals. Interesting.
Yeah, that's sort of the power of the undercut, isn't it? So
yeah,
these guys have 6-7 seconds to Luke GDI. Let's see if they can catch it. Maybe they can. I think the tires are so different from the previous games. Oh my. He should have just sticked with it, unless he has some sort of mechanical issue or whatever, because it looked like he was, I don't know, off the track more than on it. Especially at the end there. But yeah, Equals and AR Gamer. Gonna try to charge down Luke GDI at the end of the race, and maybe they can do it. I don't know. It's 6 seconds now, so the gap is coming down.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that as Sahinidis does pit from the lead, but as we're going to see, as we've been pointing out, Luke is going to have a massive advantage here. Once these pit stops play out, Luke takes the lead. So really, it's between Bebix and Luke at the minute, unless these soft runners can catch up.
Sahinidis is so far behind these guys now, so this overcutting just doesn't seem worthwhile in my opinion, because he's like 3 seconds off these guys now, 3.5 seconds. Oh, and Giannis Curious versus Gerla on the main straight, and Gerla takes the position. Giannis on quite old mediums at this point. But yeah, I don't know. Equals, they're definitely closing the gap, but is it gonna be enough for the end of the race? It's like 5 seconds now. Actually less so. Maybe they will be able to catch him.
Yeah, they're closing that gap pretty big here. It's 1.4, 1.3. Are they going to get it within DRS range and by the end of this lap? Let's say if not, it'll be the next lap then. Oh, look, Equals 1.1.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get it before. Yeah, he's within DRS range now. So this is kind of huge, isn't it?
It is indeed, and I wonder if he's actually going to get him here on the main straight. If he uses some battery, he might be able to get him. And 13-0 for him, so he's definitely coming hard here, and he's going to get Bebix on the main straight here, so he's straight through, and the gap to front is 2.6 only.
Yeah, and Bebix did not use any ERS here to defend that move, so he was happy enough. He just let Equals by. I guess Equals does have that penalty, and maybe can drag Bebix up front a little bit and attack Luke.
And I have to say that the tires are so different in this game than any previous F1 game that I've played in the last 4 or 5 years anyway, that it is really difficult to actually predict what's going to happen with the tires here, because I guess the question is, will Luke's tires be enough to follow Equals here at the end of the race? At the moment, it definitely looks like they won't be, because the gap is so huge. He's catching him by 1.5 seconds a lap, pretty much.
Yeah, Bebix doing everything he can to hold on to the back. Equals has used a bit of ERS to do that, but yeah, the pace in these sauce is rapid at this minute. at this phase of the race.
And I'm quite surprised that he was able to drop AR Gamer so swiftly. And then again, also Sahinidis hasn't really yet closed up to AR Gamer. So yeah, equals amazing pace on this soft toward the end of the race here.
Could actually get DRS by the end of this lap, perhaps 1.3 is a gap. Yeah. Every 10 or every corner seems like a 10 for 2 is taken off that time, and currently 1.2 just coming out of sector 1 now.
And I guess really the question is gonna be, look GDI, can he somehow hang on to equals until the those soft tires fall off a little bit? And it's gonna be, I don't know, 1 or 2 laps before that happens, I think.
Yeah, Sahidi just now on the back of our gamer. Our gamer is pushing hard to get onto the back of BBX, but is tantalizingly close to that DRS range, 1.2 between P4 and P3. But look at this gap between P2 and P1, 0.3. So this is a lap. This is a lap equals is going to try for a move on the lead and extend at least 3-second lead. It's a huge ask, but we've seen pretty much stellar pace so far to these softs as he pretty much pushes them through the final corner.
Yeah, so there's 2 things he needs. He needs to drop him out of DRS and then get that 3-second gap. So let's see if he can do it.
Yeah, was able to pull that move off without ERS, which is handy for him. He can now use that ERS to try to pull a gap, and look at that gap already, 0.5. I wonder, it looks like by the end of this lap, he might have broken that DRS range, which is going to be crucial for the win.
Let's see when the tire drop comes on those, but yeah, at the moment it still looks like those softs are quite fast. 6.5 tenths is the gap, 7 tenths. So yeah, he's about to break that DRS gap already on the back straight here. And Sahinidis also has managed to overtake AR Gamer and is right on his teammate's gearbox right now. So maybe it was actually good to stay late on those hards at the first stint. And yeah, there he goes. Sahinidis is up to P3. And the gap at the front has gone, so Equals has managed to drop Luke GDA out of the DRS range and is looking very good for the win of this race, I would say. With this pace, he should be able to make that 3-second gap.
He should, but again, it's going to come down to these tires, how much of these softs going to fall off, and I mean, 12 lap hards should be pretty stabilized by now in terms of performance, but yeah, still losing time here every corner.
And I guess the other thing is here that Sahinidis is now found pace on those fresh softs, and he's also only about 4 seconds away from the leader, so he's also a threat to Equals here. He has 1 lap fresher tires as well.
Yeah, Argamer, he's kind of in a compromised position. P5, he's 7 lap old tires as Crawley Voice gets a time penalty. Currently P8, fighting with G Careers.
Yeah, I guess Crawley Voice will try to catch up to Gerlab at 5.5 seconds at the moment, the gap, so that might be a bit of a tall order. So, should be able to drop Giannis Koreas though, because Giannis on 13 lap old mediums. And at the front, the gap is closing on that 3 seconds, so Equals is really looking quite strong here, and I don't think there's really such a huge drop off in those softs compared to the hards. So yeah, I think Equals looking strongest to win this race today.
Yeah, P2, P3, P4 all only have 1 warning. Argamer has 2 as he passes BBX into turn 1. So able to get that move done. And yeah, these softs still have life. He's on 8 lap old softs, but showing that they still have some pace in them.
Yep, I think BBX will try to hang on here though, and I think this could actually be an interesting battle to the end of the race for P4, because I think these tires will even out quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's interesting. You know, we're going to see Argamer as Gerlis, passes JC. Oh, and what happened there?
JC, they had a little bit of contact at the exit of turn 4 there. Yeah, looked for a little while that JC was in trouble there, but I think it was just running away with running wide because of that contact with Gerla.
Here, I've just noticed something. Equals is not pulling away as fast now. I think we're starting to reach that phase with the softs where they drop off. And yeah, it looks like the hards are able to match him pretty much on pace here.
And Sahinidis is only 0.6 away from the lead of, let's say, the virtual lead of the race, because he doesn't have a penalty, and only 0.3 now.
Yeah, and with the freshest softs, yeah, in a really good spot here. There is still 5 laps after this one.
Yeah, let's see what Sahinidis can also do here. He's definitely pretty confident he's going to overtake Luke GDI the next time we come to the main straight. And then the question is, can he somehow keep within 3 seconds of equals at the front?
Yeah, Damien in chat is saying he's pretty confident Equals is going to win this one. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm looking at Luke, thinking he looks in a pretty good spot here, but we're about to find out as Sahinidis puts a move on Luke for P2, sends it down the inside, and made that look pretty easy.
Yeah, surprising. We haven't really seen many moves into turn 10 today, and yeah, Sahinidis making that move. But I wonder if Luke GDI is going to get him back actually in the main straight here. He runs a little wide in the final corner, but he's quite close. And I think with DRS he might actually re-overtake Sahinidis, who does use a lot of ERS here. But yeah, he definitely wants to race into turn 1. Luke GDI on the outside on the braking into turn 1, and on the inside into turn 2, and they're good racing between the both of them. And I think Luke GDI will stay behind him for now.
Yeah, that's how you get through turn 1 to turn 2 intact, going side by side. Lots of space left there, a lot of respect on track. Love to see it. But yeah, Sahinidis doing, I think that was a pretty important move from him to defend that overtake. Luke used a lot of ERS in that attempt. And yeah, Sahinidis able to focus on the gap ahead then. 3.1 currently, but on those one lap younger tires. Let's see what he can do.
3.03. So yeah, this is really gonna go to the wire here. It's gonna be 4 laps to go across the line. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Sahinidis is currently within that 3-second window.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I checked the warnings. Sahinidis has 2 warnings, so he can't afford to go outside track limits one more time. So that's going to be playing in the back of his mind as the gap is now 2.6. So good news for him for now.
And look, GDI did get DRS at least this 1 lap still, so he's also trying to manage it behind these soft runners, but I think he will have nothing left to stay with them after this lap.
Yeah, I think Luke right now is just waiting for the moment these softs drop off, but I think they're not going to drop off.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like it, does it? So I think Luke GDI will just probably drop out of that DRS range after this lap, as Kaginis gets a 3-second penalty, but he's so far from the next guy that doesn't really affect anything. And yeah, Tenari, I'm certain you can calculate that yourself, but let's accommodate your wishes and set it to leader.
They're so demanding, aren't they, chat?
Yeah, it's just try and do this yourself. You know, it is so difficult to actually show the race start, which I managed to miss today. Probably a first time in SLR history, to be honest.
Nah, I'm sure it's happened before. And
look, GDI does actually manage to stay in that DRS. I'm actually quite surprised at that. 2.5 seconds, Sahinidis to the front, and look, GDI also within that 3-second window just about now. So this is going to be really interesting to see what actually happens here at the final 3 laps.
Yeah, our gamer behind on those quite old softs.
Yep.
He's dropping off quite considerably here.
Yeah, and I think Bibix actually might get him at the end of the race here. Bibix is a pretty good charge in his battery also, so yeah. 2.3. So yeah.
So really, yeah. At the minute, as it stands, it looks like whoever finishes ahead between Luke and Sahinidis may well win this race. And Luke staying within DRS range is huge. There's 2 laps left. There is going to be some more degradation on those softs. 17 lap old hards. quite old, but they can run very, very long. And yeah, it's all down to Luke and how much can he eke out of their performance here at the end of the race.
GDI with 20% battery left, he's gonna get DRS once again here, so he will close up that gap to Sahinidis and also at the same time to equals because of the DRS. So he's within 2.6 at the end of the straight there. So yeah, this is really gonna go down to the wire. It's 2 laps to go, and it's looking like Sahinidis has this under control for now, though.
I don't know. I think next lap, Luke, he's going to put everything into that move. For the potential lead of the race. 0.5 is gap. He needs to have a really solid sector 3, follow Sahinidis as closely as possible for the final corners, and then use up all his ERS, although he hasn't got that much more than Sahinidis. And as we've seen previously, Sahinidis will defend. He's probably going to guard that inside line into turn 1.
And you have to be within, let's say, 5/10 to be able to even try a move. I think if you're 6/10, 7/10 away, then you're too far back. Let's see if we can follow here close enough and in the final sector.
Oh, bit twitchy. Yeah, cost him a 10 for 2.
I think he's too far back, Chief.
Oh dear. Yeah, looks like it. 7/10s, and Sahinidis guarding that inside line early, trying to break that slipstream for a few moments, give himself some relief, but yeah, too far back. It looks like BBix, however, does get past our gamer, and that was before the last corner.
I was kind of wondering, does AR Gamer have maybe a puncture, but maybe it's just he's just made a mistake in the penultimate quarter or something. He's got DRS on the... Oh, and he's going to try to send it down the inside, but that's maybe a sort of a doomed move. But yeah, Sahinidis still looking like he's got this under control. 3-second penalty for equal, so that's going to cost him, I think, down to P3 today. And yeah, Crawley Voice making it past JC, I think, on the main straight. But yeah, Crawley also has the penalty, so that's a bit unfortunate for him. And look, GDI is really close here on the back straight, but yeah, this is not really a good overtaking spot, especially with worn tires. And equals already in the final 2 corners of this race, and he will cross the line first. But as it stands, he will drop down to P3 with that penalty. Look, GDI following very close to the Sahinidis, but I think Sahinidis crossing the line second, but will win this race on penalties. Look, GDI is very close, but will be P2.
Yeah, top 3, separated by less than a second. BBig's 15.4 behind. Our gamer, solid result from him, P5. Turtle P6, Crawley Voice P7, but it looks like he's going to drop down to P8 with that penalty. JC is keeping him pretty close, and JC will get that P7 spot. G Korea's P9, and Hagnis.
Yeah, and I think the lobby is now broken because the host has left. We're not gonna get proper end results at all.
Oh my god, yeah, it's all screwed up.
Did we? Well, let's see. I'm gonna have to probably do some creative thinking here again. Giannis Correa steals the fastest lap on the final lap there, and yeah, I'm gonna have to be really careful with the results once again. I think.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Korea's driver of the day. Okay.
I would have to say I don't agree, but yeah. Let's see. Who do we think about for the driver of the day? Here are the results. Sahinidis wins on strategy at the end, and I was wrong, I have to say, because I thought that it was not worth it going that far on the hard tires, but he proved me wrong and wins the race.
Yeah, so strong contender for driver of the day. I have to say, I'm not sure who else could who could pip him. I'm usually against going for the race winner, but yeah, that was it all came down to that strategy, and yeah, we had moments of doubt, but he pulled it off in the end.
Yeah, and I think I would have to agree. I don't know if there's anybody else who really stands out. Gerla from P12 to P6, maybe sort of a good shout out, but yeah, I think we'll go with Sahinidis. And we lost a grand total of 7 drivers from the race today. 10 made it to the end, so everybody who finished the race got at least 1 point.
Yeah, quite a few bad incidents. We're going to see a lot of FIA work coming in the next couple of days, I think. Which is unfortunate given that we had a restart and yes, safety car was off. So a fair play to Mr. K, Guinness. P10 in the end, kept his oar in and came home with a point for his efforts.
Yeah, worth it too. Definitely worth to finish the race and get that point. Let's see. Do we have some interviews here? I'm just gonna quickly fill my thingy here. Driver of the day.
JC has said in chat, I was like 0.4 minus laps on fuel by the middle. Had to lift and coast. Yeah, that's something I found in Spain. You need like at least a lap over, or you will run out during the race. So JC that compromised his pace, I'm sure, but brought home some points in the end, which is good.
Yep. And Chief, feel free to bring in some interviewees because I'm struggling with my Streamlabs here a little bit. So yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Okay, well, we've got our gamer in the interview booth. Our gamer with a pretty interesting time out there today. You started in P6 and finished.
Are you asking me?
No, I was just checking the stream.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you finished in P 5.
Nice, good job.
Yeah, but your teammate, however, I'm kind of more interested in what happened to Samim. We had 2 restarts there. You know, we had that restart. Samim in the first race, one of the guys at DNF'd, unfortunately, due to an incident. Same again in the second race. So, what have you got to say as his teammate? What happened there?
I think you just can't cheat destiny. He was destined to DNF. No matter how many restarts, he would DNF, you know? That's my take.
Okay, that's an interesting take, yeah. How was he, though? Was he fuming, or was he just like, whatever?
It was so early, so I wasn't really focusing on him. I was like staying with the pack, so I think he wasn't happy. Yeah. No one's happy with the DNF, I think.
Yeah, and how were you? I mean, you had a pretty good performance out there today. You were able to keep in with the lead pack for the most part. And at the end there on the soft tires, pitted a bit earlier than the other guys, so maybe compromised a little bit. But yeah, P5 in the end, so solid haul of points. How did it go for you overall?
Pretty good. I feel like I had the pace to keep up. But when, I don't know who, I think Bibix, pitted. And there was a gap between me and Equals without the DRS. And I used some ERS to pass Bibix, but I could not because he was defending also. So I was low on ERS. I could not really close the DRS gap to Equals. So I decided to just pit early for soft. But when I was like, I think my out lap or my second lap on the soft, I was like right behind Crowley, the DRS, second DRS, sector 2. I was like literally like behind him, pushing him. I had wing damage for a reason. I think he'd even feel it. But I got like a green or light green wing damage, and I think that ruined my race, to be honest. I couldn't really... I think I could have maybe kept up with the top 3, because I think I overcut Cyanidis, I think. Oh no, not Cyanidis. No, one of them Greek guys, or no, top guys. But yeah, I think the wing damage was just like the best for my ending there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think we caught that on stream, but I did see there was a sudden kind of gap appeared between you and the guy who was right ahead of you. So yeah, that was down to contact with Crawley then.
Yeah, I think it's a sabotage plan from Fedevara. He's been on my butt since Japan last season. But yeah, I don't know. Like to be honest, it was such a small. I can upload the TV after. But I feel like standard damage seems like it was too much. Like he didn't even feel he didn't even like the car was didn't even feel it. Me and him, it was just like a shove ahead, and suddenly just, wing damage. It was surprising to be honest, but yeah, it was fun also with Bibix. If you watched the laps. Did you guys watch it or not? I think the last 3 laps or 4 laps.
Yeah, we caught some of it. I don't exactly see. I didn't exactly see what happened at the final corner where he overtook you, which was a bit of a weird spot. But yeah.
Yeah, he just kept lifting, keeping ahead of him. I think the last 5 laps, and I had to switch because I would just lose it with a ERS.
Yeah, right.
And he had 40 or 50% ERS left, and I had 20%. So I tried to make him overtake me, but he would not. So I went offline. The last corner, I braked as hard as I can. I went behind him, but I had a worst last corner, and he had more ERS. So I really could not pull the gap on him or even get close to him.
So it was strategy, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Didn't work though, sadly. But yeah.
Yep. But anyway, if you wanna, get back at Federer, just put some pineapple on your pizza, take a photo, and show it to him. So that'll be the best insult you can get back at him. So.
Yeah, it's Italian, so I would understand, to be honest. But you got equals and sanitas, so I feel like I'm not worth it.
Yeah, let's get rid of this.
All right, thanks for the interview.
Yeah, thanks for comms. Bye-bye.
GG. Bye. So let's bring in the race winner, Sahinidis. So Sahinidis, welcome to the commentator's booth. Long time since we've chatted, but what better circumstances than a race win? Tell us, how was it for you out there?
Hello, my friends.
Hello.
It's been very long since last I raced.
Yeah, but what a return! Back on top.
It was a lovely race. We had some troubles with the lobby at first because I was casually getting around the third corner, and suddenly I see the safety car and 2 cars beside it totally stopped, and I went on the back of our gamer, but thankfully we started the lobby because something was going on. But it was the first race for me in this game. I haven't raced in previous game until February or April, something like that. Game feels really nice. The race was really nice as well. Luke was very fast, as was my friend Equals, and it was overall a very, very fun race.
Yeah, I mean, were you confident you were going to get the win, or were you thinking it's on the, it's all up in the air?
To be completely honest, I had no idea where my pace would be. I knew I was a little slower than Equals because I knew his time trial times, and we have raced a little together in this game. But considering the rest of the grid, I literally had no idea at all.
Yeah. So it is great to see you on track again, though, and on the top step. Are you what is your current situation with assists? And are you no assists or?
Right now I'm racing with line on. Just that, because it was a long time for me without sim racing, so it was hard for me to go without line again.
Yeah, I'm not trying to take anything away from the victory. I'm just, I just.
No, of course. I wish I could race again, but I will be away for a month, so maybe after that. I will try get a permanent position somewhere.
I think the rest of Tier 2 just sighed a big sigh of relief there when they heard that. But yeah, I mean, is there an interest to come back full time, or are you thinking you'll just race when you fancy it?
There are some. I will go on vacation right now, but after that, there are some stuff that I have to get through. But I believe I will be able to race more permanently after the summer, maybe. But until then, it was my last race for now. But it was lovely racing again in SLR. It was great to be back.
Yeah, felt like old times again when you
Yes,
dominated
yes.
tier 2.
No, it was tier 3, not tier 2.
Oh, it wasn't. I thought you were tier 2 dominator.
No, no, it was tier 3. Back then when we had 4 tiers.
Oh, the good old days, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. Well, we'll move on to. We've got a few other people to
Of course, of
interview.
course.
But again, congrats on that driver of the day as well to boot. So
Oh, thank you, thank you.
you got all of the awards today. So well done, and great to see you back on
Thank you. It
track
was
again.
great talking to you guys.
You too.
Have a great night. Cheers.
Thanks.
There we go. He's out, and then equals. Is he Greek as well? I think he
I
is.
think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah. Hello, equals. You're in the commentator's booth. Congrats on P2, P3,
Hello guys, yeah, P3.
P3. Yeah. Sorry.
Just chief interview starts are always so. sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. Yeah.
Ice go for it.
No, don't worry.
No. You keep going, chief, because I'm fiddling with the Streamlit in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. So as I was saying, you started in P4,
Let's
and you finished. Yeah. How about I just say, how was your race, man? How was your race?
First of all, I totally enjoyed it. I had the kind of terrible qualifying. I didn't manage to put a lap, a good lap at least. I had way better laps on practice. But overall, P4, it was okay. I started good. I saw that Bebix in front of me was using a lot of DRS, so I managed to stay close and overtake him. But eventually, I took 3 seconds penalty that cost me the race. I had the pace. Soft
Yeah.
was were really good, but yeah, unfortunately, that penalty was huge.
Yeah, and it seemed like the same spot. I did notice the lap before you got a penalty, the same spot where you picked up that second warning
Yeah.
in sector 3, and then the next lap exactly the same thing happened. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to sting. Potentially could have won that race today, but P3 solid performance. You definitely had the pace to win for sure, and the strat also, but yeah, that penalty cost you big time, unfortunately.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't notice that that I had already 2 warnings. I thought I had only 1 warning, and yeah, on the second one, it wasn't actually the second one; it was the third one, and I got a penalty.
Yeah.
But it happens. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do have a full-time seat, so that's a lot of points to put on the table. The championship leader going into this race did not race in this race, so that's going to bump you up the order big time. How do you feel about the championship overall? Are you eyeing it up, or are you just taking each race as it comes?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Like,
How
are
I
you,
found the championship? That's what.
yeah,
that's what-
are you thinking you have a chance of winning the championship?
Yeah, because to be honest, yeah, because I saw that on the first race I was a reserve driver. I saw that I had the pace as well. I was I was leading, but I didn't win. I was third, I think. Yeah, I was third, but I didn't get points since I was a reserve driver. And today as well, I was had good pace, so I think I can fight for the championship. Of course, Luke and is a very fast driver. Bebix and many other drivers are really fast, but I think I can have a shot.
Yeah, definitely. It looks that way anyway. I mean, Monaco's next. How do you feel about that track?
it's tricky, you know. It's I have to go a very good qualifying. Uh, Overtakes are kind of harder, like almost impossible actually. So I need to focus more on qualifying, put a good lap together, and practice overall.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, we're only on race 2 out of 12, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of points on the table. But as we saw today, we were talking about it a lot in the commentary. The tire wear, the tire strategies, it's a big change from the last few games. So I think whoever kind of figures that out first, they're going to have a huge advantage in terms of getting these race wins and taking home points for the championship. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out over the season, and very much looking forward to seeing how you do
Thank you very much.
as it plays out. But yeah, thanks for joining us in the commenters booth, and congrats again on P3 today.
Thank you very much, guys. Nice to meet you as well.
Oh, you too. Yes, all the best. All the hairy best, as they say over here. With
Yeah.
one more guy I'm going to bring in. It's
Yeah.
Crawley. He's been waiting in the wings here.
Do it.
Yeah, yeah, come on, bro. I saw you waiting there. You got the interview bug, don't you? Now you want to be in every interview.
No. Hello, guys.
Hello, hello. How was it for you out there today?
It was good, testing some strategies.
And you got
Yeah,
some
you-
racing as well. Like, I think you didn't have to race alone.
Yeah, I don't know. It was nice, like medium soft stint. It was very nice, but does the points count for us, Chief?
I wish, man. I wish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I saw your quali 11.9. It was pretty respectable.
Better than yesterday, and I messed up the last corner.
There you go.
I lost
Getting
like
better all the
a
time.
tenth. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looked like in the race, I did spot you a few times. It just looked like the car was a wee bit twitchy today. Were you pushing maybe a bit too much, or it seemed like at times you didn't seem comfortable in the car?
After the restart we did, so
Yeah.
I mean I had like 70% and tire wear.
Oh dear, that'll do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I also like slowed down a lot of the guys, but I mean I'm not a lap down, so I can race them. And yeah, I gave them a hard time there, especially AR. I think I broke his wing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did confirm that in his interview. Yep.
yeah. Where are you, AR? That's a skill issue, right? Yeah, but I had like a very good stint with soft, so keep in mind, Chief. I will
Yeah.
DM you like a better
I hear you, bro.
strategy.
I hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone hears us now, so I won't say a thing. I mean, I catch up. I catch like JC by 10 seconds after I pitted. I think.
Yeah.
He was on all hards, but yeah, softs are very good for second stint.
Yeah, that's one thing
Yeah.
that it's sort of very difficult to also as a commentator to really sort of estimate or judge who is gonna be where at the end of the race, because the tires are so wildly different than they used to be. So yeah,
Yeah, I think the drop off on the hards and mediums is huge. Like it's way bigger than softs.
yeah,
And yeah, you can get a huge advantage with that, because JC was like sliding and going wide like almost every corner. I guess he had like zero grip at the final 5 laps. Yeah, but unlike I had like 3-second penalty, and I cannot appeal for that because I had like 5 warnings. So yeah, unlucky. But it was like a good race with main DNFs, I think. Yeah.
Imagine getting a penalty in Spain. Let's see.
Yeah, imagine. You know that, right?
Come on, bro.
All right.
Right. Well, it was good to talk to you again, and yeah, good to get some laps in, and we'll see you again in Monaco, I'm sure.
No, don't worry. I can join tomorrow without racing.
Oh, tier 1, yeah.
Yeah, for the interview. Without racing, right?
No.
All
But
right.
yeah, maybe see you in track tomorrow. Maybe we will get another interview. You'll do the triple, 3 interviews in 1 week.
No. Tomorrow is Monaco day.
Yeah, man. That's what I like to
Yeah.
hear. Get the
Yeah.
head done. Right, we do have one more guy, but thanks for joining us in the commentator. But we'll speak to you
Thank you,
again
thank you.
soon, Crowley,
Bye,
and
bye.
speak soon. Okay, bye. Yeah, we do have one other guy. It's Luke GDI
Yep.
joined there, so let's bring him in. He finished P2 in the race. He started
Different strategy than the other guys, so yeah.
He started P1. And,
Yeah.
wait. He started P2. Wait.
I started P1. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
he just
He
started
he
P1.
started P1 and finished P2. So tell us about your race, Luke.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, but I didn't know that the slots were that OP because they didn't have any drop off. So yeah, it was pretty fucked at the end. But
Yeah. I think that's it. I think every driver, we're kind of realizing it's a learning curve with this game. Everybody's kind of learning on the fly. And yeah, harsh lesson for you today. But yeah, it looks like Stoffs are definitely a viable option in the race now.
Yeah, exactly. We learn from all of these things. So yeah, it was a good lesson for me, but a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Sahinidis is a reserve. You are a full-time driver, and you can P2. So essentially winning the race out of the full-time drivers, and that'll put you P1 in the championship. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's nice, but I don't know anyone from this league, so we only had one race with Roon Cruiser. So maybe his pace is better than last week in all the races. So we have to see how it comes.
Yeah, and then we've got Monaco next. How do you feel about that track?
I like Monaco very much, but I didn't play it at all like the last few years because no league races at Monaco, but I like it. So
Well, SLR always races at Monaco every season, so you're more than welcome to join us.
Okay.
But yeah, we will look forward to seeing you on track then, P2, and solid result. As I say, you're going to be leading the championship heading into round 3, so a good job there as well. And I'm sure we'll see more of you in the future. Thanks for joining us in the commentator's booth.
Thanks, man.
Okay, cheers. And I think that's it. That's it for the interviews anyway.
Yep. Right. So I guess we'll wrap it up. Still to come this week, Tier 1 tomorrow. So the big boys will let it loose here at Spain tomorrow at 19:30 CEST. Tune in. It's gonna be a good one, I think. Danny, Justin, I think Dino is also racing tomorrow. Hude, however you say his name I say Hude in Finnish, but maybe that doesn't really sound good in English. I will probably be racing, maybe not at the front, but yeah, Adesi, Meepo, all those guys. So I think it's gonna be a good one tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching that one. As I say, tomorrow at 19:30 CEST. Tune in for that one, guys.
Yep. And on that note, I think we'll thank everybody. Every viewer watching the stream, hopefully we managed to provide some entertainment. We missed the second start, but let's not worry about that for now, and we'll try and do better tomorrow and in the later races. Thank you from myself, Icewind, and good night.
Good night.